Uh,
Good afternoon, Goel sir.
And
Good afternoon, Bhaga sir.
good afternoon.
yeah, we can start now, I think.
Sir, we have to wait for some minutes because I believe the participants has been nobody has joined right
Attendees,
now.
no,
Yes, the
attendees have already
participants.
20 attendance, 21 already have joined.
All right.
31,
So might
31
be I won't
attendees is
able to.
joined.
Okay, so might be I won't able to see that.
Right.
Okay, no problem. So, good afternoon, everyone, to all my dignitaries, guests, and participants. With great joy, immense exultation, I feel welcome to all present here for the talk show. A very good afternoon to all our dignitaries and our participants. So let me introduce our chief guest first. That it's a great pleasure for me to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Vinayak Kumar, today, who is going to talk to us about the career in sales and marketing post hotel management. But before starting the session, I would request Dr. Suresh Chand Padi, sir, President of Purnima University, Jaipur, to say a few words. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
I humbly welcome Mr. Vinayak Kumar, who is the Director of Sales and Marketing, Taj Lake Palace, Udaipur. Sir, you are most welcome for graciously sparing your valuable time to this talk show, Career in Sales and Marketing Post Hotel Management. I'm grateful to Dinesh Goyal sir as well as Sunil Bhargav sir for inviting me, and Mr. KK Parihar sir, Gajraj Singh sir, for giving me this opportunity for introducing or welcoming all the students. So once again, I welcome Mr. Vinayak Kumar for this talk show. Dear students, talk show is one of the very important way of learning the lessons. Although this in online forum, it is nowadays happening because of the pandemic. Otherwise, the teaching or the teaching are definitely giving a lot of input to you inside the classroom or in the classrooms, where you will gain a lot of knowledge, no doubt about that. At the same time, practitioners coming from the real field, who are day to day practicing, they understand the nuances of the business very well. Unless until, see, you can read that it pains when a nail getting pierced into your inside or into your feet. But unless until you experience that pain, unless until you experience that pain, you will not understand whether the pain is sweet or the pain is sour. So similarly, a person who experience the work inside the organization can understand how difficult or how easy or how challenging the job is. Unless until you work, inside the organization, you will not taste that success, taste that pain, taste that pleasure, how it looks, if only you read from the books. It is one of the career options. So, in the form of talk show, guest lecture, the informal interactions, we keep having these sessions for you to understand the real life experience of a person like Mr. Vinay Kumar. Somebody has reached to that level, has gone through some of the most exciting experience of what you can reach after your course. Some of you will reach to after your course. So I am also very thankful to PIHM for organizing this kind of show, this kind of sessions, this kind of innovative method of teaching the students. I always think about the students are lucky to get so many exposures from so many students, so many professionals, in so many ways. Kindly understand, if you take it positively, it will give you a positive emotions. Any any kind of event, if you accept it with properly, it gives you positive emotions. If you reject it, it will give you negative emotions. So kindly accept, make a positive emotion, make a positive impact. You will see your life changing sessions are coming. Once again, I welcome Mr. Vinay Kumar for sparing his valuable time to be participate in the talk show, and thank the PHM for organizing this for the student, and particularly inviting me to speak to you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for these words of wisdom. Now, I would request Dr.
May I have,
Dinesh Goyal, Provost of Punima University, Jaipur, to say a few words.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. My warm regards to our guest, Mr. Vinay Kumar from Lake Hotel Udaipur, if I'm not wrong, Taj Group, and my regards to Dr. Suresh Chandra sir, our president, sir, who has spared his valuable time to give his motivational thoughts to the students. I thank Sunil sir to giving me this opportunity to speak to students. Uh, Dear students, I am from computer engineering background. I am totally an engineering graduate, but coming into university, I found this hospitality industry profession as a very much a fascinating domain. And every day when I interact with Gajraj sir or Parihar sir or Sunil sir or Neha ma'am, I come to know various facets of this domain, which even sometimes tempt me to rethink about what I did 20 years back. I would have chosen this hospitality industry also. And experts like Vinay Kumar sir will from industry will give us, as President sir said, a dimension to think into what kind of opportunities which you have after completing your graduation or diploma from the university. Days are not far away where you will be working with such premier organizations as employees. Your school has done tremendous effort for your training. You have been working with your seniors, and you are working with some good institutes for your training. And I hope most of you will be absorbed by premier organizations like Taj or Ramada or such bigger chains for your recruitment in next 1 year or 2 year. So uh, whether it is working like a chef in a hotel industry or a front desk manager or marketing and sales, getting clients for the hotel industry, making big groups as clients. This is also part of your career, and your opportunities are there for you to take grab. With this, getting exposure from me or Parihar sir telling this thing to you will be like a engineer advising which medicine you should take for your headache. And if a person from industry, Vinayak Kumar sir, or tells you how to take up this career in future with you, will be a proper person to guide you to decide your career path in future also, whether it's you want to go into service sector, you want to take into sales and marketing and many other domains. And dear students, first of all, this opportunity is one more reason that it is good is it is happening even in pandemic. I don't know, hospitality sector has been surviving very, is facing a difficult time in this pandemic. Your teachers are making this effort to find out experts from industry to give you this opportunity is a big uh, uh, effort, I must say. And this such activities will enlighten the students, will have more broad spectrum of thought process of the students, and we may find few of our students working with Taj Group or any other five-star premier group, Oberoi Group, or anything like that in future. With these words, I welcome Vinayak Kumar sir, Padil sir, and all the team members of PIHM. And I wish this session will be a good learning opportunity for all the students. Thank you very much for this opportunity, Surin sir and Neha ma'am and Pariha sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And,
Thank you so much.
Sir, thank you very much for coming and gracing this occasion to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Goel sir, for these wonderful words. Thank you so much. So now today I want to share a small information that this is the launching day of a talk show for PIHM, and this is the first episode for us. And in coming future, in coming weeks, we're gonna have some more personalities from the industry. So congratulate to each and everyone, and thank you so much, Vinayak sir, that you have given such a precious time to us. Now, we'll start with the talk show, but before that, I would like to, share some information about Vinayak sir. That in 2011 he started his career with the Taj ISCL group, that is Indian Hotel Corporation Limited, and he was the regional manager in 2011 with Taj Jamal Palace. And in 2015, he was assigned his first foreign assignment in Bhutan with Tashi. In 2018, Mr. Vinayak was given the charge of overseeing sales and marketing functions of Taj Lake Palace of Udaipur. And in 2020, the ISCL was given the charge of overseeing sales and marketing functions for both palaces on Pichola, Udaipur. And some of his achievement is, under his guidance in 2019, the Taj Lake Palace was featured in the Travel and Leisure in top 15 resort hotels in Asia. And in 2019, he was, awarded with the Honte Grandeur Excellence Award for Best Sales and Marketing Director in India. So this is all about for Mr. Vinayak Kumar. Thank you, sir, for this precious time, and I welcome you with this first episode of talk show. So I would like to request you if you can say some few words, Mr. Vinayak Kumar.
Thank you, Neha. First of all, for this wonderful introduction and this opportunity, and to the entire panel. Back in my times, we did not have such kind of opportunities. So it is very heartening to see that something like this has been organized, because as also mentioned by Dr. Suresh and some of the panelists, that we should take out the positives and also try to learn, because I sometimes think that I wish somebody would have guided me better back then, because technology was limited, times were different. So I'm talking about 2006, although it is not been that long, but things were different. So I'm very happy that such kind of initiatives have been taken, and even from people like us from the industry point of view, this is the time actually where we all are sitting at homes. So first of all, I would like to wish all of you and also would like to tell you that be safe, please take your vaccines. This is, the entire country is going through an extremely tough time. Family, the essence of family, small little things has again taken utmost of importance. And, this is nature's way of kind of teaching us as well that, what is actually important. Yes, studies, your career, extremely important. That is what we strive for. And please try to imbibe as much. I'm always approachable. Neha is an old colleague. She just reached out, and I was happy to have a chat with all of you. So please, any one of this goes out for the students. If you feel during this chat, if any of your questions have been unanswered, please feel free to reach out to Neha. She can probably relay the questions to me. Look forward
Okay.
to this session. Thank you, Neha.
Okay, Mr. Vinayak. So I think that you have such an incredible achievement you have achieved in your career. So my first question is to you that how and why did you choose to be in the hospitality industry?
So Neha, hospitality for me came as a chance. 2005 around was the best year for hotels back in the United States of America. And as the economy is that we tend to follow what is going on over there. So, it was a relaying effect. And the news came to India that, this is the next big industry. And there was several chains looking to enter into the country. Foreign direct investments were allowed back then, kind of partially. There were new chains entering. So it was an entire dynamic shift which was happening, which could also been seen into the mainstream, as in Bollywood movie. I remember there was a movie which had come out, which was Lakshya back at that time,
Yes.
where
Yes.
first I think so Hrithik Roshan was recommended that he should join hotel management. So that is
Yes.
one big story, because I remember, we as youngsters were so influenced. Yeah, we thought, okay, wow, although he became an army captain later on, but we all were very excited that, okay, this is the way forward. But
And some new things is also coming up, so we should go for that, because everybody that time running behind the engineering and the MBA and the the nursing thing, but the hotel management have pop up that year that it came in a big frame. That in 2004 I also joined the hotel management course.
right,
So
yeah, so that is
that
how
was my experience.
it happened. And then subsequently, sometimes destiny also has its part to play, and then things roll out. But I looked at a career at that point of time, and I think so this was one of the best industries to have entered, and I have absolutely no qualms in having taken that kind of a decision.
All right, sir, and that is, I think that is very true
Neha,
thing that you have spoken.
I'll say something here.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Vinayak, I'm from actually industry. I'm from hotel industry only.
Right,
I worked for ITC for my life, and I'm telling you the fact that I thoroughly enjoyed my tenure in ITC and really enjoyed it. Hotel industry from outside looks so glamorous, but actually it is. It looked me like I thoroughly enjoyed it. And after retirement, I'm into education and I'm enjoying it too also. And nice having one great person here with us. It's a great joy for us.
Thank you,
And I'm sure it would be a great learning for the students as well.
thank you, sir. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, and that is the motto of PIHM, especially to give our best education and best information about the all over the world and relate to this industry. And I believe that it will help us. So my second question is, sir, that Could you please throw some light on the job opportunities available in other functional departments other than the core operational departments in hotel? Like
So
everybody, once the student think for the hotel management, so basically everybody have this perception that we have the four major core department like the F&B, the production, the housekeeping, and the front office. So how you put some light on it?
So Neha, today the entire industry and the business has evolved, okay, and it has evolved in a way that there is opportunities for people from all walks of life. So if you talk about some of the other departments, so there's an entire back office team which also enables the functioning of these four core operational like areas, because traditionally these are the four areas which were into guest contact. Okay, and
Yes,
that is why these four areas were considered extremely important. But today, with the
right.
changing dynamics, there are other departments also which have evolved into having direct guest contacts, where they are looking for people with a certain communication skill, where
Yes,
you can also kind of apply for those not which are like traditionally not the core department. So some of them, the entire finance and the purchase department. So
yes,
we have CAs with us, we have commerce students with us joining there. Then we have a like microbiology team. Okay, so where
yes. Nowadays in hotel we
because
have this team.
because today again sanitization, uh,
Yes,
all these things are of key importance. The quality of your food, what is being served, so that is another department.
yes,
Then looking at it, engineering, okay, because your upkeep, maintenance today, the level of service and also products have gone up so much that you need to have the knowledge of installation. Like for example, Taj Lake Palace, everything needs to come inside the palace being on an like island on a boat. So without
yes,
proper technical knowledge, you can't really bring in an like equipment and install it.
yes.
Similarly, if you look at the sales and marketing function also today, it has evolved so drastically that
True.
it
Yes,
could be
that's true.
broken into so many functions. So we have a separate department to look after PR. We have a separate department to look after social media. So all
Yes,
you know that somebody who is very good at her, because especially for your students, a lot
yes,
of us, and trust me, I keep on learning every day. Okay, there are
yes,
certain times, somebody, a trainee joins in and then just shows me something on his phone that, you, which I had never thought that, okay, and its application. So social media has really opened up like the entire horizon, because anybody can actually be very good at it, and we can use them in our day-to-day business use. Similarly, content writing. Okay, so somebody from an English honors background could also. So I have a recruit. Okay, because today your website, your content on your online forum. So these are some of the allied services. Liaising. Okay, liaising has become very important, because it's kind of it's a specialized field. Okay, in
yes,
the earlier traditional terms, your security head was also the responsible person for such kind of licensing, that he has to go to the district magistrate, has to go to the city authorities. But today it's a specialized job. You just can't give it to a security manager. So such kind of fields have evolved, and yeah, the awareness is important, and that's why what I
yes,
would recommend all the students, that while you are there for your internship or for your training, I know sometimes the hotel would like you to work in only the four departments, but there's no harm in asking your L&D manager that, can I also spend a day in this department, or at least
right,
gaining information. That is extremely
right,
important for guests to actually come out. Sorry, for students to have that inquisitiveness. As long
right,
as they have that, a lot many times, even as faculty members, they will be able to come and tell you of these new fields. And so it's just about being aware, and there are plenty of other opportunities apart from the four core departments.
That is very true, sir, because this is the same thing which I keep telling to my students, that beside the four major department, you have some other department as well, where you can, get some knowledge, and you can also see your career in those departments. So that is very good information you have shared with the students. Sir, the next question of mine is the front office department also on offshoot of the sales and marketing department?
So this is a question which has been often asked to me by a lot of my trainees who have joined the hotel, because it looks like a very fancy department, sales and marketing, and a lot of people, especially in the front office, they want to migrate. Like
Yes.
I know that you were a part of the front office team. So see, because traditionally the reservation was a function of front office. So I'm
Yes.
talking about the old like olden era, where we still had those cards at the reception and this. But eventually it has been evolved, so as because with the inflow of guests, the increase in the number of footfalls, so we had to kind of make a separate department. So reservation was kind of taken out of front office, and which started reporting to sales and marketing because of the different channels of bookings which started to come. But having said that, you will be surprised that most of the people, uh, in terms of transition, okay, we prefer people from front office, because front office, again, you are selling all the time, right?
Yes.
With
Yes.
every interaction, you are actually selling an experience, you're
Yes.
selling a product. We don't even realize that. So yes,
Right.
you may term it as an extension, and it's the easiest crossover, because you're also familiar with the systems.
Yes.
So with a PMS, because a front office, so I still go to my front office associates if I ever need to know anything about my systems, anything to do with billing, anything to do with splitting of a group. So these are technical stuff, but a front office associate would be the best person to actually transit to a sales and marketing career.
Okay, so that's a very good information, that yes, the front office department, uh, is collaborate with the sales and marketing department somewhere in the operations, right? So the next question is, how can a hotel management graduate start his career with the sales and marketing department, sir?
So there are many notions here, which is so I would like to first of all bust the myth. So one of the myth was, which was probably when I joined, that you need to be an MBA, and otherwise you can't get into the sales and marketing
Right.
function. So what students also have to realize, that eventually with an MBA background, there also comes a baggage of that extra remuneration or salary package, which is an expectation of an MBA, right? Companies overall, and especially now during, like, after this pandemic, uh, gradually you would realize that it is and it's a better option to take hotel management graduates and train them into such a function than to take a MBA. And because an MBA has also would have an experience into varied allied fields, and that is
Right.
why the entire preference was given, because they would understand a business holistically. But there's no reason why a hotel management graduate cannot do the same function. Of course, you'll have to work a little bit on your own. I know for sure that certain institutes have now changed their entire course from a 3 years to a 4 years program,
Right.
where they add one entire year where they focus on a revenue and sales model. but there is no reason for a student not who would be interested in a sales and marketing background to just learn and at least have an aptitude and awareness for that kind of a department. So
Right.
normally, yes, during recruitment, at times when we see that interest is there, as long as the interest is there in the candidate, we can mold them, we can
Right.
shape them to join that. But that basic knowledge about the sales and marketing department is expected from.
Necessary.
Yeah.
Necessary. So, sir, the thing is, if somebody is already working in the front office department for 5 to 6 years,
Right.
and apart, after 5 or 6 years, he realized that I should be in the sales and marketing.
Right.
So, will it be easy for the students that they can apply for the sales and marketing, or they can shift themselves into sales and marketing in the same group?
Yes, we have a lot of associates who, and we do prefer sales and market, like as in the front office department colleagues, because you are being dealing with so customer is like interaction is kind of inbuilt in you by the time. And you said 5 or 6 years. I in my short experience, we have also seen people who have migrated within 3 years. So it's all about the aptitude, but it's about knowing your top lines, because in the traditional approach, it was about selling. So like I told you that, we are actually selling. So I'll give a small example, because I think so that would help your students to understand better. That somebody is checking in and has a reservation already made of your base category room, and you realize that he or she has come here for their honeymoon, and it's a very very special moment, and you just tell them that why not, if you just pay a supplement amount, you can get a suite. So you have what you have done what you've done is that you have effectively upsold them, right? Which
Yes, that's the term upselling.
yeah, so it is sales, right? So there are certain colleagues, because like you have done that job, so I know that so that is where you realize that there are certain people who are good at it, because it's a skill. It can be shaped into, so you can also kind of tutor somebody and kind of teach that, but it's also an inborn skill. I truly feel that it's an inborn skill which you need to realize, and certain candidates who have that, we've always encouraged them, and eventually there's a fantastic opportunity for them to shift into the sales and marketing function.
Sales and marketing. All right, sir. And I believe the front office department is the very supportive to teach the student for their selling skills and upselling skills, and they can take the experience from the front office and they can easily shift to the sales and marketing.
Yes, because as I told you, front office, first of all, you are very in sync with the PMS, whatever is the request, respective PMS that the hotel is using. First of all, you are very comfortable with it.
Familiar with the system.
Yeah. So you're familiar,
and which is very important.
Which is like important, because in bigger chains, sometimes the entire system and the SOPs are also like important. But never to forget the ground rule, which is the customer interaction, because guest is your first
priority.
Is your first priority. That's your first touch point. Everything revolves around that. I always say that if you are a person, you can be successful in any function, because ending of the day, we are into the guest serving industry, right? Customer service. So if you are good with people, there is absolutely no. So how is it different from taking a check-in to actually so if somebody is really comfortable with you, because you must have faced it during your career, that a guest has come and has always asked about you, okay,
yes.
or has asked about a particular like associate.
Yes.
Why is it? Because they're comfortable with that person.
Yes.
If you're comfortable with that person will never hesitate in spending more, in contributing to revenues to the hotel. It will be very easy because they trust you. So if you go and tell them that, you know, this experience is something that's you need to buy because it's going to be a once in a lifetime wow moment, yes, they would absolutely go for it. So yeah,
Yes,
it
very
becomes
true.
much easier for a front office associate. Again, similarly, for a F&B associate, I don't think so. Even for housekeeping, it's just an aptitude that there are approaches where you can just go and clean the room and vacate the room, or there can be a complete approach where you can interact and make and elevate that entire service by asking, just by interacting, by asking what would make them happy. It is somewhat like, it's like a family, just about knowing their preferences, doing something in advance, something which is very anticipatory. I think so that's the key over here.
Right, sir. So the next question of mine is, it is necessary to have a MBA degree to rise in hotel and sales and marketing department, though we already discussed that it is not required for the MBA, but somehow the student already did the graduation in hotel management, but somehow will it affect their promotions or in their future expect that they do not have the master degree, so they cannot be promoted as a managerial level. So will it affect it, sir?
So see, an MBA degree always gives you a comparative advantage, okay?
Mhm.
Because it gives you a holistic understanding of the business, okay? However, there have been exceptions, okay?
Yes.
I have seen a student. So if I take my example, I have I immediately I did my graduation from IHM Pusa, and then I decided to get an MBA in marketing and finance, and which has helped me. And however, at times while I have dealt, because especially I've seen this shift in the past 2 years, that we organizations have preferred to pick up hotel management students and rather train them. Okay,
Yes.
train them on job, on site, and teach them similar concepts which an MBA would teach you.
Okay.
And yes, but having said that, these are certified programs. It always helps to uh, have a certified degree with you in hand, because it gives you a holistic approach to the entire business. Because ending of the day, you are running a business uh, for profits, okay, which is your sole one of your sole objective. So that ways, yes, I would say it is important, but there have been like exceptions as well.
As well. So that means that the HM and the MBA, it would be good, and sometimes exceptions are always there. Okay, sir. So my next question is, can a sales manager be raised to be to the level of a GM?
Yes,
Basically what I have seen in the hotel industry is, every time the GM general manager is from the food and beverage background and from the front office manager background, but I haven't seen anyone from the sales and marketing and from the production department. So here you are from belongs to the sales and marketing department, so I would like to ask and answer of this particular question.
so
No, excuse me, sir. I've seen chefs to raise the level of GM, but I haven't seen sales and marketing head to be a GM.
Yes,
right.
yes.
That you'll have to like me.
I think so, sir. So I'll give you a very real life example that it started happening in the US a lot more often than India. Okay, and somehow we have followed, because IHCL, we had an MD who had come in from higher, and what we realized, that each and every operational or HODs today, the job is such that everybody has to become a sales manager. So you are selling in every capacity, okay? Because the business is no longer viewed as just, so one of the key parameters was customer satisfaction 5 years, 10 years back. I think so customer satisfaction was one of the biggest parameter what people used to see. Today, I think so EBITDA, okay, your EBITDA levels or your GOP levels, which is your actual profits, has become your key parameters. So even for IHCL, we have gone through that shift and seeing in the last 3 years within the organization, we have seen 3 sales and marketing directors who have been elevated as general managers because they understand the business better. But it's a very foreign concept, I would say, but it's a concept which is being kind of imbibed. And I would attribute it, not because sales and marketing people cannot become general managers, but I would attribute it to the attitude which the sales and marketing managers had, which was a very myopic view of to just understand the business and not understand the operational aspect. Today, for me personally, I'm expected to understand menu engineering. I'm expected to understand my check-in, check-out process. I'm expected to understand my cost of check-in, my cost of check-out. Okay, I'm expected to understand what dish works, what dish does not work, customer engagement. So it's a very holistic approach, and people who would adapt into that kind of a holistic approach would automatically be entitled, or the path would be open for them. But in the earlier days, rightly said, it was a very myopic view where for obvious reasons it was not a way forward for them.
All right, sir. Bhargav, sir, any questions relate to this question?
Do you agree with that, sir?
No, I don't have any question. In case you have any question, you can ask.
No, but do you agree with the
Yes, of course. No, I agree. Now everything is possible in this industry. Everything is possible.
Because it is so profit oriented now that the focus on the sales head is back now. So we are very happy about it. With our small sales community, we are very happy about it.
No, in our time, the sales manager would be sitting in the office only, or he goes out for sales calling. That's all he used to do. But now sales manager are there in the restaurant, they are in the banquets. When actual functioning is happening, they are there to attend it, and they are talking to the people. Now he is involved everywhere. He is involved in restaurant. He is involved in F&B, totally involved. Of course, he was involved in front office always, but he is involved in F&B as well.
Right.
Yes,
And
even
occasionally involved.
Right. Even I experienced the same thing when I was in Taj and Mr. Vinayak was there. So he keep roaming, in each and every department to look after. And if we have yes, sir.
You see, chefs, they are always in the restaurant.
Yes.
The executive chef, the sous chef, they are always in the restaurant, or they are always in the banquet when function is on, because they take the feedback. They'll have to upgrade them with the taste of the people.
Absolutely. So, even to the extent today, the customer knowledge has also expanded. So a salesperson today, when you said a question like, why, so it is expected that you would be there sitting with them, even designing the menu. Questions like, what is the ingredient in this dish? It's an expectant answer that, you are, that no longer my executive chef would have come. Back in the days, the salesperson would have just called the chef and introduced him to the guest. Today, it is expected out of a sales head that you should be able to answer these questions. That, okay, since, okay, what are the allergens? What is that you are looking at? What is the particular cuisine that you are looking at? You are expected to be able to kind of design that menu as well for you.
Actually, the sales and marketing manager is in the market, and he knows the taste, he knows the liking and disliking of the guest. So he is like very much involved in everything, deciding the menu, deciding the venue, deciding everything.
Right, sir. Very true. Very true
And
statement you have
sales
given.
and marketing department is it's being a very important now. And now it is on the people. In our time, yes, of course, they were, it's a behind the scenes sort of thing, but now they are in front.
Right, sir.
Right, sir. So, Mr. Vinayak, I have a last question for you, and it's like, what is the department structure of the sales and marketing department?
So department structures vary from organization to organization, and depending on the inventory and also the overall objective which a hotel wants to achieve. So in broad strokes, there would be a reservation team. So the reservation team would be basically there to, they are like a funnel. So how to funnel in all your queries from various channels and to make the booking. The sales team in India, what I would define it as, it would be divided into a proactive and a reactive sales. That's the model which some of our American like organizations have gone with. So a reactive sales team would be, as sir said, that go out in the market, conduct sales call, meet people, go to corporate accounts, individuals' home, tell them about your product, ask them to come to the hotel. Reactive sales is something which, you know, you are based out of the hotel where guests have come with their needs, with their requirements, and then you kind of tailor make and where you are trying to facilitate and tailor make a solution for them. And offshoot would be the entire revenue team. So the revenue team, this is a bit complex for some of our guests, for some of our students, and they keep on asking me. So the revenue team is basically, it's a stop and check department. So for a sales team, the job is to sell. The revenue team, along with the sales team, decides at what price point to sell at times. Yeah, because if that stop and check is not there, the sales team might be selling something cheaper than what the market price would be, or what the market demand is there. So the revenue team also looks after all these channels which I spoke, where the bookings come from. And as an extension, there are today a sales, elaborate sales team, let's say, would also have a separate PR team, a separate marketing team, which marketing teams could also be kind of divided into social media, into print media, into PR. PR would be, which is a public relations, which would handle press releases, your content, which would go to various magazines, and basically the spokesperson of the hotel. Any, for example, in a situation like this, for a pandemic, what is the hotel's stance? So that is something which the PR would deal with. So yeah, in a nutshell, these are this separate functions. This kind of together holistically constitutes the sales and marketing team.
Right. So, sir, I just want to ask one more thing, that if somebody wants to apply for the management trainee, so what's the process for the sales and marketing management trainee?
So Neha, this is something like, okay, so there would be a central recruitment process. Okay, so it is very similar to any other competitive exam, like the civil services where you have a UPSC. Okay, so in this example, the placement cell would have to probably reach out to the organization. So there is a recruitment which is done on the organizational level. So that is where we take our management trainees. But again, where mostly the preference is given to the MBAs. But again, as I have explained, that that shift has been taking place. Also, it is very important to have that local connect, because a lot many times my requirement at a local level might come up. So to explain it it better that Indian Hotels Company Limited has selected 18 people's 18 students across India as a part of their global drive. Okay.
Okay.
And then subsequently a Taj Lake Palace might have a local requirement. So
Okay.
now those 18 people have already been deployed across like
India.
various regions,
Yes. Yes.
various hotels. So now what do I do about my local requirement? So local requirement normally, that is what normally students do not realize, that how important it is for them when they come here for their internship or for their 6 months training program, to create those connects, because that is the time maybe we have identified somebody that who is good with how at this particular function, and that is
Right.
where those connects help, because that is when the local human resource team and the L&D team can then reach out to these high potential students, and then
Right.
can target them and can recruit. Even from a
Right.
college perspective, there's no harm in the college also having these local tie-ups with these brands, because sometimes
Okay.
it shortens the entire recruitment process. Every time for IHCL, for example, if my headquarter is back in Bombay, every time I can't give my requirement to Bombay and then wait for 2-3 months to have somebody
Right.
recruited. So
Right.
the
Right.
recruitment process, to kind of shorten it, we need a quicker turnaround time. So it's important for the students, because at the best it happens at the granular level. So I always tell the students that you have to take interest, you have to
Right.
be aware, and you have to go and meet particular HODs, because sometimes the HR team is also not aware or is not equipped rather
Right.
with that
Right.
kind of a knowledge of a pool talent, and which we are
Right.
facing every day on a daily basis. That suddenly if I call up my HR and if I ask that, okay, I need somebody as an intern also, for example, that I need somebody for a 6 months project in my sales and marketing team. So my human
Right.
resource team would also not be having it, because obviously most of them have done their training in the 4 core department, and then it is again left to us to find such high potential students, which at times we don't have a database, we don't have that pool talent with us. So
Right.
I think
Right.
it's important for colleges as well as individual students to take that initiative and to
Initiatives.
make those important connections, so that we can also reach out to you.
Reach out them. Yes. Very true. And this is
It's a two-way process.
channel. Yes.
So
And that is very true. And personally, I also experience the same thing in the hotels. And I believe this important information will help the student in their training
right.
tenure and in their future, job tenure. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would request Mr. Sunil Bhargav, sir, Director of PIHM, to give a thank of vote to Mr. Vinayak Kumar. Sir, over to you.
Yes. Mr. Vinayak, thank you very much. It's a very lovely interacting session. One of my colleague from Jodhpur, Mohit Sharma, he is asking you, is it possible to work in retail marketing after doing hotel management? He is inquiring it, so you answer it and
Yes, sir, absolutely. Hotel management, long time back, I strongly feel that if somebody has done the hotel management, they can do any job in the world. As long as there's no requirement for a technical knowledge, because see, ending of the day, you have to understand that every business would boil down to customer interaction, because we are selling our product or our services or whatever it is. We are selling it to a consumer, which is a living, breathing human being. So hotel management only enhances our these skills. And yes, there's absolutely, this just enhances our skills, and there is no such field which actually is kind of prohibited. So it helps you with retail marketing as well. Of course, you need to know a little bit of the technical aspects. There are courses, I'm sure Purnima university also must be having such specialized courses as well. So there's no harm in kind of doing these additional diplomas or doing an additional PGDM as well.
Right, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vinayak, and really a great session. And whenever you are in Japan, you are from Rajasthan only, or?
So I am based out of Delhi, but you know, fate has it that I have spent almost 8 years now in the state. So Rajasthan, I started my career with Jaipur 4 years, and now this is my 4th year in Udaipur. Yeah, so I think so. There was some kind of a destiny attached to it that I have now spent 8 years in this state, sir.
Where in Jaipur, sir?
The Jaipur, I started my career with Jai Mahal Palace because that was the regional office,
Sales manager.
a sales and marketing office for the state. So I spent 4 years over there looking after various hotels like Rambagh, Umaid Bhavan, and all. And then I got my international posting at Taj Tashi, Bhutan. Did that for 3 years, and now I've come back to like Udaipur, Taj Lake Palace, and recently we have opened Taj Fateh Prakash Palace, and I am also now heading sales for that hotel as well.
Right. So whenever you're in Jaipur next, please visit us and come to our university, Purnima University.
Absolutely.
And of course, we will have a live chat with the students. So
Would be a pleasure, sir. Absolute pleasure.
Yeah. And it's my personal invitation. To come to Jaipur, must visit us, visit the university. And thank you very much for coming for this session. Actually, it's our first talk show, which Neha had organized.
Right.
And being such a lovely, and of course, we'll be having every week. Now, next week, we'll be having Hari Mahal, Taj Hari Mahal GMs here with us.
Oh, wonderful.
Devendra Ratnawat.
Oh,
He has worked with me in Rajputana. He started his career from in '92 when Rajputana opened. So he was under me only.
I have met you as well, sir. So, like you might not be remembering me, but I have met you sometime, yeah, in my career. So
You must have.
yeah.
So I've been in Jaipur only. I was in Monsoon, then I was shifted to Rajputana when Rajputana opened.
Right, sir.
And to your knowledge, my son is open to it, sir. And he is F&B manager for Vincent and Bangalore.
Right, sir.
He is from WMI. So nice having you, sir. And
Same here, sir.
we'll be in touch. And thank you very much for coming. And thanks a lot. Thank you.
Absolute honor, sir. Absolute honor to be the first one on the chat series, and thank
Yes.
you to you and the entire panel, students, for the patient hearing, and especially Neha. Thank you for reaching out and giving me this platform. Thank you.
My
Sir,
pleasure. sir. My
excuse
thank
me.
you so much.
Mohit, Neha, Mohit,
Yes,
I
sir.
think he has one
yes,
more
sir.
question
If-
for him.
Sir, if we want, so we can open a forum for the student where they can ask the questions.
Yeah, sure.
Praful, sir, if you can just help in that, if you can just
I can see
unmute
some of the
the.
questions written. So Mohit has asked, I think, so what skills do we need to get into sales and marketing?
There are already two to
No, the third one. The second one you have answered. Third one, the last one.
As in this situation of COVID-19, there is no
Yes.
inbound and corporate business, and especially Taj Lake Palace have large inbound business. So what is it, your strategies? Yeah, it's so that would be a question for my board meeting, but but I'll just answer it to you holistically from a hospitality point of view. Of course, domestic inbound leisure is what all chains are actually looking at. In fact, it goes in what some of you would remember our PM, like Honorable PM Narendra Modi, on from Red Fort had actually urged all our citizens to visit at least 15 local cities or places by 2022. So unfortunately, because of the lockdown, that could not happen. But you know, by default, we as an organization and most of the other organization whom I have been having a chat with, this is the only way forward. And
Right.
because outbound travel, we do not foresee it happening in the next a year or so, or at least getting back to the equivalent uh, volumes of what it was a few years back. So domestic leisure is of utmost importance. Rise of all, the importance in penetrating tier 3, tier 4 cities, um, uh, hinterlands. Okay, that is what most of the marketing companies, marketing geniuses have tried to crack it. Audi, LV, everybody wants to get into hinterland because that is where the money lies. But it's much easier said than done. Everybody has tried that. So we are also trying trying the same, because the money is there. The money is very much there. The buying, spending capacity, consumer buying power is very much there. So yeah, the strategy lies holistically in domestic travel. And please be our ambassador, spread the word. Even you personally, like each one of you, let India is a vast country, and there are so many regions, areas that have been left unexplored. Taj personally, or when I say IHCL, we have tried opening up, so the focus is now completely domestic. We are trying to open up hotels where we have not thought of in the past. Northeast remains our focus. The South remains our focus. So yeah, this is what our
Strategy
strategy.
you have for the.
That's the only
Okay.
way out there. There's no other way. So there's another question from Vidhi.
Yes, there is another question. It's like wanted to know from an informational point of view that is digital marketing things outsourced in hotels. As the world is now moving digital, there must be various marketing strategies going digital. So would there be a need of a digital team too in coming future for hotels?
So, Vidhi, to answer your question, that most hotels, reputed hotels, already would be having a digital marketing team. Yes, as rightly pointed out, right now it is mostly again it's an outsourced function. That's the current model which the hotels are have gone ahead with. When I say outsourced function, this would be an agency which would specialize in digital and social media. But going forward, what I see is that there's a huge scope, because a company like IHCL would also in the coming days want to integrate and want to have their own in-house agencies and an in-house approach. So if you have skills, which I think so, that was one of my starting comments, that if you have such skills, because this is something which comes by generations, and it's a skill that is also imbibed and learned through the generation. So if somebody has the skill, please develop. And because I'm sure in the near future there would be completely separate departments for such hotels. Okay, open then.
All right. So any other question? I believe there is no other questions. So
Asked what qualities make you good at sales. So I'll just quickly how about management. So I think so it's communication skill is of course of paramount importance. More than communication, I think so understanding your your consumer, and anticipatory understanding. It should not be left to the consumers to express what they want. I think so. The key lies in understanding what your consumer wants before they can even express. I think so. That's one of the major key attribute that we look at for a successful sales.
sales and marketing.
Yeah, sales and marketing.
Anticipate guest needs.
Anticipate guest needs.
Yes. So thank you so much, Mr. Vinayak. And thank you so much for your precious time that you have given to us today, and looking forward for more session in future. And thank you all the team members and participate who dedicatedly involved in this first episode of talk show. And a special thanks to Mr. Praful, who supported in our technical thing. Thank you so much to each and everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very
Anything-
much, Neha.
Thank you.
Anyone can if want to share something.
Nice. It was a good session and very nice. Thanks to Mr. Vinayak. Thanks.
Pleasure, sir.
That's it.
All right, thank you so much. Have a great evening to each and everyone. And Vinayak sir, I want to share one more information that very soon we also launching successful stories session from the hospitality personalities. So if you have somebody in the hotel which having the successful story, कई लोग जो हमारे hotels में हैं जो 25 years से काम कर रहे हैं, 40 years से काम कर रहे हैं, so we are also calling these people very soon. We are launching a successful stories episode for these people where we can we share the life stories of the people for the hospitality industry who devoted their careers in the hospitality industry. So if you have somebody, so please
Last but not least, can we ask all the participants and attendees to open up their cameras, Neha, so that we can have a group
picture? Yes, very sure.
Screenshot of that.
Kindly switch on the camera, each and everyone. It's done, sir.
Praful sir, allow the attendees also to just switch on the cameras if possible.
No, sir, it is not possible.
Achha, it's not possible.
All right, no worry, we'll take ours.
Done.
Right. Because this is the first
Taken.
episode and it must be needed. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Taken. Thank you.
Mr. Vinayak. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Have a great evening. Yeah, bye-bye. Take care. Bye.